Dear students, good morning to everybody. I am Mamata working in GHS Gersapa. In this video, I am going to teach the poem The Little Busy Bee from 8th standard. The bee is known for its hard work. It works from morning to evening. So it is called busy bee. In this poem, the poet Isaac Watts tells us how does a busy bee labors in different works and also gives us a message that we too must be busy and always do useful work. First, I will read the poem. You listen carefully. The poem The Little Busy Bee. How does the little busy bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all the day from every opening flower? How skillfully she builds her cell, how neatly she spreads her wax and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. In work of labor or of skill, I would be busy too, for Satan finds some mischief still for idle hands to do. In book or work or helpful play, let my first years be past, that I may give for every day some good account at last. Now let us understand the meaning of new words. Doth, old form of does. Improve, make good use of. Shining, bright. Gather, collect. Skillful, clever. Cell, a small compartment in the hive. Satan, evil spirit. Mischief, injury. Idle, doing nothing. First years, early years. Give account. Say what you have done. At last, at the end of life. Now, let us understand the poem. In the first stanza, how does the little busy bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all the day from every opening flower? Here the poet calls the bee busy. Do you know why? Yes, you are correct. Because the bee makes good use of its time by working hard. It starts its work when the sun rises. Can you tell me why does the bee sit on the flower? Oh yes, the bee sits on the flower to collect the honey from all the blooming flowers. The bees collect nectar from and carry it to the hive. Now let us see the second stanza. Here it is. How skillfully she builds her cell, how neatly she spreads her wax and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. Dear students, do you know how the bee builds her cell? You are right. The bee builds her cell skillfully like an engineer. She neatly spreads the wax and builds the hive consisting of thousands of small compartments. In that well-built house, she stores the sweet food that is honey. Now let us move on to the third stanza. In work of labor or of skill, I would be busy too, for Satan finds some mischief still for idle hands to do. The poet says he wants to be like the bee. Why? Fine. Okay. The poet is attracted by the good qualities of the bee. It is useful to the society. Similarly, he wants to be helpful to the society by doing good and useful work. He says we should not keep ourselves idle because Satan finds some mischiefs through the idle hands. Now let us read the last stanza. In the books or work of helpful play, let my first years be passed, that I may give for every day some good account at last. In the last stanza, the poet tells us about his early years. How does he want to spend his first years? Yes, the poet wants to spend his boyhood day by reading good books, playing, and doing some good and useful work. The message of the poem is every human being could be busy like bee and do useful work. We too should do the work with efficient skills. Thank you.